From this point of view, Riley's mother wears glasses, from the other nothing like that. Infants do not distinguish the outlines of objects, so not only can they not retain memories at the age shown, but they are not even able to see their parents. Here the headquarters is an indeterminate space with magic gears, but in all other scenes it is a spacious room with huge windows. In the sight of Riley's eyes the wire is white, but soon after it turns black for no reason. A small child never in her life would be paralyzed with fear by seeing a wire in her path. Instead of a mouth, Daddy sticks a spoon with broccoli right into his daughter's eyes. What kind of human being is this that has no emotions other than joy, sadness, disgust, fear, and anger? Where has embarrassment, guilt, love, and all other emotions gone? This movie even lacks surprise, which should be the daily emotion of every child learning about the world.
You're welcome.
Riley, if you don't eat your dinner, you're not going to get any dessert.
Wait, Riley had no idea what Dad would say, so why does she rage holding a newspaper with the headline, "No dessert"? The child's memories, as seen by her eyes, for some reason remain in her memory, as if they were captured by a video camera positioned a few feet away from her. Outside the window, islands of personality are clearly visible, but which were not there a minute ago yet. Wow, Riley has hundreds of memories from a single day. What happened to her that was so special that caused her to experience hundreds of different emotions?
Things couldn't be better. After all, Riley's 11 now. What could happen?
The character's words are completely the opposite of what happens in the next scene. And why did the emotions find out that the family was moving only at the last moment before they left? Do they want to tell us that Riley was not aware of this for several months now? Is she stupid by any chance? Cliché, if a traffic shot is shown, then in it drivers will do nothing but honk nonstop. Does Riley imagine moving into a castle with dragons at the age of 11? I understand that she is not yet a teenager, but it is not like she is 3 years old. This area of town is completely uninhabited, as if there is a zombie apocalypse. You can practically park in the middle of the street since there is no one there. On the inside view, the letters protrude from one side of the gap. On the outside view, they protrude from the other.
Through the drive, Dad talked about how cool our new room is. Let's go check it out.
Father, throughout the whole trip, was praising a dirty empty attic. Wow, he is really evil. It looks like he purposely wanted to give his daughter depression. It doesn't make sense that this ceiling is triangular if then outside the house is square with a flat roof.
Well, guess what? The moving van won't be here until Thursday.
You're kidding.
Usually the furniture is brought in early or at most on the day of arrival. It doesn't make sense that you came here and the furniture is still in the old house. And then if the news of the van's delay causes Riley to have a series of outbursts of disgust, anger, and fear, then it is time to see a good therapist. Dad went to the office in a car full of suitcases without even bothering to unload them. Well, apparently the pizzerias in San Francisco decided to go out of business as quickly as possible. Dad, with his stupidity, broke the car. What a funny memory. This child has some serious problems.
Try to think of something funny.
Oh, remember the funny movie where the dog dies?
You have a very perverted concept of a funny movie. If you jump through puddles for a few seconds, I doubt that so much water will get in them as if someone had poured it in with a bucket. Judging from this shot, the light source has passed right in front of Riley's window, which is a bit odd considering his room is in the attic. The open door a moment later closes on its own. In the dream, the family is looking at the house from the driver's side, although in reality it is on the passenger's side. The blue notebook sits on top of the textbook. A second later, it disappears into thin air. Why are these tubes on the inside made up of transparent, opaque segments if they are completely transparent from the outside view?
Headquarters. Without you, Riley can't be happy.
If you want Riley to be happy so much, then why do you always go out of your way to make her sad? Just stand still and don't touch anything. Judging from the fact that in Riley's mom's head sadness is clearly the main emotion, there is an extremely unhappy woman in front of us. And if all the mommy's emotions are feminine and the daddy's are masculine, then why does Riley have them mixed?
How was the first day of school?
She's probing us.
Why do you only ask her this question at dinner? Perfect. In mommy's head, Anger regularly thinks about dreams with other men while she sits at the dinner table with her depressed daughter and her work-stressed husband. Joy has just stepped away from the edge, but in the same second she teleports 10 meters forward. And the cliché of the last-minute rescue is there as always and is repeated several times throughout the film. An 11-year-old girl somehow has a cluster of memories as if she were a dying old woman. Moreover, even when she was 3 years old, all these millions of memories were down there, despite the fact that, in principle, she would not have had time to accumulate them while still in kindergarten.
Okay, here we go. We'll be back to headquarters before morning. We can do it. This'll be easy. This is working.
The character's words are diametrically opposed to what is happening in the next frame for the second time in a row. Why does Joy only now notice what Sadness has touched all the memories near which he has dragged her? She was turned in his direction the whole time. And how she managed to touch them with her hand if they were at least 3 feet away from her.
Numbers. We don't need all these. They're in her phone.
Just forget all of that, please.
But none of the children learn their friends' cell phone numbers. That's nonsense. Coincidentally, all the faded memories are on the lower shelves so that these characters can suck them out. I would like to see what they would have done if the memories were on the higher shelves. If these two can send any memories into headquarters, then why doesn't Joy ask them to send the happy memories she carries everywhere with her? They send the useless memories from advertisements, but cannot send important memories? The Friendship Island collapses in the place where the memory shelves are, but on the general plan it was hanging directly in front of the amusement park. And the remaining islands are separated from the heroine by a wall, but this is completely absent during the general shot. Bing Bong planted at least 20 candies on the floor, but immediately, there are only 5. The elephant has gone through this door 100 times without a problem, but just now when he is accompanied by Joy and Sadness, the unexpected problem happens. The exit is located much farther than shown a few seconds ago.
Which is why I've recalled every hockey memory I can think of.
Since the child has millions of memories, all the memories related to field hockey should fill the whole room, since it is her main passion. If a person is not happy, then for some reason he or she will lack movement coordination.
Emotions can't quit, genius.
But then why were Joy and Sadness sucked in despite struggling with all their might?
I thought we were supposed to be keeping Riley happy.
Wait a minute.
Nonsensical sentence. How can negative emotions want Riley to be happy? Do the producers want to tell us that a person is made happy by anger, fear, and disgust? Perhaps it is the perfect combination to end up in depression. And if that these 3 want Riley to be happy, then why don't they take a day off and not touch the console with the controls? That would be the easiest way to make her happy. Dear Riley, we want you to be happy, so here are some random outbursts of anger and panic attacks. We clearly saw that the headquarters is a few miles away, and the train to get there will take a few minutes at most. However, the heroes travel until the moment Riley falls asleep, and at the stop it turns out that they are still on the island of memories and have not come 1 meter closer to their destination. Of course, of all possible stopping places, the train by sheer coincidence has stopped exactly near the entrance to the Dream Factory.
Make her so happy she'll wake up with exhilaration.
Since when do people jump out of bed in the middle of the night from having unbearably pleasant dreams? Riley's teeth fall off her forehead for some reason. The cops have just dragged Bongo out the door, but seconds later they teleport with him to a rock several miles away. How can the guards not see Joy and Sadness in front of them if Joy shines with her own light in the middle of the night?
You caught us.
Get back in there!
Why do either cops think the two of them got out through the gate if it was locked from the outside? What are Broccoli doing in an 11-year-old girl's nightmares? Riley doesn't love them, but is she seriously so afraid that she has nightmares? In this shot, the authors have confused Riley's subconscious with that of a cat. The clown casts a huge shadow on the heroes, even though there are no sources of light behind him.
The day the Prairie Dogs lost the big playoff game, Riley missed the winning shot. She felt awful. She wanted to quit.
But if in fact everyone comforted her and told her not to be sad, why are they celebrating as if they had won the championship because of her? In this scene, Riley demonstrates the ability to dissolve in the air as if she were a ninja. When the main hero is depressed, then automatically the weather adjusts to his mood. Among the millions of forgotten memories in this abyss, Joy fell exactly a few meters away from the memory generated a few days ago. And are they telling us that Riley has completely forgotten how she burst into tears on her first day at her new school standing in the middle of the classroom? Anyone would remember it as a lifelong trauma. The rocket remained intact after being cautious into the abyss from a huge height, so after a slight blow, the edge of the rock immediately crumbled into pieces. And here was the stretch that the train could not travel for several hours, being skipped by the characters in a matter of seconds. It makes no sense at all. On Disgust appears the welder's mask during the change of frame. Judging by the color of this sphere, reading a book caused Riley to feel a mixture of fear and disgust while playing field hockey with a feeling of happiness and anger.